Good morning to you. Welcome. This is the Arena on Voice of the People 96.1 FM. It is that show where we look at some pressing issues, find out how they affect us as Nigerians and Nigeria as a whole, whether it's political in nature or a current affairs topic. We will touch like that and then look at how it affects us here in the country. My name is Gesire and we're live on YouTube at Voice of the People Abuja. Voice of the People Abuja. It's on YouTube. Also, the conversation this morning is going to be had concerning the capabilities of the security agencies here in Nigeria. Are they really doing their best, right, so far? In the course of fighting terrorism, banditry, and any other form of insecurity in the country, our security agencies, the military, the police, the Department of State Services, the NSCDC, and all the likes, they've been assessed in different ways by Nigerians, right? So, either viewing or listening to talk shows, analysis on television, radio, newspaper, and all that. Even in some interpersonal conversations on security situations in the country, doing their best. But what exactly do the speakers mean by this particular sentence? Examining the different contexts, right, in which the tag is deployed may actually help us understand some intentions of the speakers. You'd see in different situations where we have, let's look at violation of human rights as a case study. Right, so you have situations where journalists have been reportedly detained without due process, held at State Criminal Investigation Department in Lagos. Some individuals have been held in the police without proper legal procedures followed. You talk about different situations of civil violations here in the country.
Give hundreds of reports every day. When I say we, I mean human rights organizations in Nigeria receive hundreds of reports every day. And when we talk about all kinds of indignities that people suffer in the hands of the police, for instance, it is normal for Nigerian detainees to be asked to sit on the floor when they are suspected of having committed a crime, or when they are arrested for any reason whatsoever. It's normal and traditional for the Nigerian police officers to ask people to sit on the floor or sit on the floor of vans when they move them from one location to another. So it's basically normal for the police in Nigeria to abuse people's rights. One of the things we don't even think about is the fact that the police force has been commercialized, unfortunately so. We have the tradition of the police now asking people to mobilize them before they can do their professional duties, like to arrest a suspect or to investigate a crime. The police ordinarily would ask a person reporting the crime to mobilize them, to give them huge sums of money, not small money. I mean, sometimes they ask for 30,000, 50,000, but sometimes they ask for as much as 500,000 mobilization. We have cases that are documented regarding this issue of mobilization that is normally demanded by policemen, which suggests that they are not security contractors. So these are some of the issues we have. There are a plethora of issues we have in dealing with policemen and human rights abuse almost on a daily basis. You don't want to talk about the issue of violence, slapping people, kicking them, incivility generally in the way they relate with the average Nigerian. In fact, the average Nigerian considers it traditional that if a policeman wants to arrest them, violence must be involved. And that is not only illegal, it is an abuse of human rights because a policeman is not supposed to slap, kick, beat, or drag a suspect, except the suspect offers resistance. And if a suspect offers resistance, the violence or force used to apprehend that suspect should be commensurate with the resistance being put up by the suspect. So we have a whole lot of challenges with how policemen police our community. As a matter of fact, it's sad that the average police station in Nigeria condones crime. on a daily basis. Because when policemen ask for money for bail, extort money from people ostensibly to make arrests and investigate crimes and do all of those things right there in the presence of civilians, they're actually committing crimes. But unfortunately, the officers condone these crimes. And sometimes when people who have the boldness to do so, go and file a report maybe to a DP or area commander, they'll just say, go and settle with them, which means go and do what they told you to do. And that is not right. The only help some people get when they have the courage to pursue that cause and they know about it is to call the CRU, that's the Complaint Response Unit at Abuja. Quite often, especially if you know how to manage them, they intervene. But the truth is that the police has done really badly when it comes to respect of human rights in Nigeria. I can say that authoritatively because we have documented evidence that they're not doing well.
All right, let's look at this particular issue of this Briton who has been declared wanted by the Nigerian police. He has come out to talk about the fact that he doesn't even know, he's not even aware of the fact that he's being looked into by the Nigerian police. But the Nigerian police has come here and they've declared this individual wanted, and they've said he has been running away, he's on the run. So let's listen to the police, what was said, and then his conversation as well as that of his wife before we continue with our takeaway from that.
Perhaps one of the stories that we've been following for you, apart from the arraignment, he rented his place
at the Labour House in Abuja for an Iva Valley bookshop and established Stars of Nation schools as a cover for his subversive activities. Documentary evidence and confessions revealed that Andowen issued directives, monitored progress, and provided finance and operational guidance to achieve all constitutional regime change in Nigeria.
Meanwhile,
passport is Andrew Wynne, and I am not aware that I am a fugitive. I am not aware that I am running away from the law. I've been visiting Nigeria for 25 years. I've had a bookshop in the NLC offices right in the centre of Abuja for 7 years. And all that time, of course, the security forces have paid no interest in me. Operate with a nickname. I mean, I think really it started as differentiating, in a sense, the broadly political education work I do with the bookshop. I am more than happy to talk to the police. I'm more than happy to have a discussion on WhatsApp, on Zoom. I'm more than happy to go to London and to meet with officials from the Nigerian High Commission. If they want to start the conversation, then I think that is more than adequate.
there were questions.
He's never been a terrorist. He's been out of the country. He's in UK because he came in, and at the expiring date of his going back, he had to go.
Of a crime before going ahead to declare an individual wanted or not, before you go ahead and mar the image of an individual for life, right? So how much investigation, how much work do we really see the police put into investigating?
Really, seen several cases where the police will sit in the police station, interview suspects. They rarely visit the scene of crime if there's any. In fact, very often they don't lift a finger, they just talk to the people and then they write a report. I've actually also challenged several police officers why they shouldn't take pragmatic steps to find out what really happened before writing reports. For instance, interview witnesses, visit the scene of crime, really try to find out what happened. But that's not in their in their usual routine of activities. First of all, they will tell you that if you want them to investigate any crime, you pay the bills for the investigation. There was a case we were involved in where a police officer extorted about 250,000 naira. That was many years ago, about 10 years ago or more. So you can imagine the value of 250 from this man, ostensibly to use the money to go and conduct investigations against the suspect. Of course, we recovered the money. So we don't have a culture of the police investigating crimes in Nigeria. If they did in the case of Win, I don't know. But ordinarily, at the local level, we've not seen much of investigative policing going on, or maybe even intelligence gathering. No, what they do basically is to arrest people based on information, and then very often they punish the person into submission, what we call torture, or they write reports based on whatever inducement or how they treat. Sorry, but it's disheartening when you see the way these things happen. You'll be shocked. For instance, what is in vogue now in the southeastern south part of the country is that if you report a case against someone at the local police station, even the policeman there will advise the person to write a petition against you, the complainant, to maybe the area commander or the state CID of that particular state. Then when you get to the state CID, the police will also advise you again to write another petition to the zonal command. And for each petition you write, you're expected to pay a police officer to guide you. So it's a very bad situation. If we really want to discuss security in this country, we have to do a total overhaul, a total reform of the Nigerian police, because most people don't even understand how bad the situation is. Because we engage with them consistently, we understand how very bad the situation is, and it's really bad. So I don't have this confidence that they would have investigated this matter thoroughly. But be that as it may, the man has already made his case known. He said he's not running away. He's in UK and he's willing to talk with the police, with the embassy officials if they want to. I mean, he's very bold about his rebuttal. And of course, the wife has also made it clear that there are other stories. And that sounds like a Nigerian story. Without confirming what she said, but it looks like the kind of things that happen in Nigeria. You know, we pull rank so much. I mean, if you have connections, you use your connections to get what you want. So I think the police should also look into that angle. Were they misled or misinformed by anybody who may have reasons to make it difficult for this man to come back to pursue his death? I mean, a normal police force should look at all angles to arrive at the truth. That is not the tradition with the Nigerian police, I'm sorry to say, and we need to encourage them, even do everything we can to get our police to move into intelligence-led policing, evidence-led policing, not just writing reports on the basis of who brings more money. We can't continue like that. As a matter of fact, the way I look at it is, as long as we have a police that will rather Nigeria, that's the truth, because they spend so much time discussing what we paid in for mobilization, what we pay for bail and all that, they don't really remember to fight crime. They don't.
All right. So looking at another part of the conversation I want to look at really is in terms of the rights of individuals when they have been, detained by the police, whether in custody or whatever, the beating of these individuals, right? We've had different cases of different individuals spread across all parts of the country, right? It was one of the reasons why we had the End SARS protest, right? Police brutality, and how that particular thing goes. One issue that Zhongchang Funcheng, that's the Chinese company that took Nigeria to court in Paris. One of the issue that was touchlight by the company was the treatment of the Nigerian police to their staff. their chief, I think it's the chief financial officer, or someone was, in police custody, and this individual was beaten. And this is according to the company now. This individual was beaten, and he was asked, how much he had, different questions that he was asked. He was pretty much bullied into saying something else that wasn't his case at that point in time. And that just seems a lot like what happens in a lot of Nigerian situations. Individuals who are forced to give a wrong statement for one issue or the other, individuals who are beaten until they have to tell the truth, quote unquote. Some individuals, different cases like that. I don't know how we can handle that, but clearly it's an issue in the police.
I think Nigerians should be bold enough to report and to fight back, in the sense that when they're assaulted or tortured by the police, they shouldn't go home and just do Thanksgiving that they survived and they forget it. I think Nigerians should avail themselves of mechanisms that assist them to fight back, in the sense that they can report to internal organs of the police. There are also external bodies that can help them. In the police, we have the CRU especially. They are very effective. They are surprisingly effective if you know how to engage them. But then there are also other bodies, human rights institutions and organizations. Of course, you have the NBA. Some of the branches of NBA have very active pro bono legal units and human rights units. But the truth is that fighting for freedom is an attitude, and most Nigerians don't have it. It's an attitude. Usually the oppressor doesn't hand your freedom to you, you fight for your freedom. So Nigerians actually encourage politicians and the police and all of the people who abuse them to continue abusing them, because when they escape the abuse, they will go and celebrate the fact that they have escaped, actually, rather than bring the person to book. They will go and celebrate and do Thanksgiving and say, thank God though, that they didn't kill my child. They killed the other person and survived, and they will go home. So I think Nigerians should change their attitude and hold the police accountable. Not only the police, every security agent and everybody who goes around abusing Nigerians in diverse ways should be held accountable. A policeman does not have a right to slap a Nigerian. That is passing what we call ordinary slap. It's not ordinary, it's assault, actually. But it's something that people consider normal in Nigeria. I mean, in having a normal conversation with a police officer, the person is not happy with what you said, the person just slap your mouth anyhow. And Nigerians take it, and that's wrong. That is actually incivility, it's wrong, it's assault, it's crime. But because people don't know better, and then because it happens regularly, Nigerian police officers and most security agents have developed this attitude of impunity, that they will do it and nothing will happen. So they now do it on a regular basis. And then there's also the problem of shielding suspects. Very often when you take action against a police officer, you notice that the institution actually rallies to protect this errant officer, this person who has done something manifestly wrong. They rally to protect the person from the law. That is, this police officer may have committed a crime by maybe assaulting a Nigerian, and they'll do everything to frustrate the person filing the report, and that is wrong. That discourages Nigerians also from filing reports. We have had so many situations like that, where when you file a petition, they will even beg you, like when you have a good case, like one that was captured on video on CCTV, they will beg you, everybody. And I tell them, look, these are the guys that damage the reputation of the police. I thought you guys should be happy to punish them, so that at least you reduce the number of people who are damaging your reputation. But because the most of them have given up on the institution, and most of them just see it as a business as usual. Oh, he's unfortunate. Maybe he's in court today, tomorrow it may be our turn. So they have this institutional approval, in quotes, of human rights abuse. And even when you report, they tend to know how to insist. And you have the instrument of also hold them accountable. You have the capacity and the instruments needed to put them under pressure. Most of the time they will buckle. But then, how many Nigerians have that much understanding of human rights and have that much power to hold them accountable? Very few Nigerians. Very few Nigerians. So we have a problem, really. We have a huge problem. The attitude of the on itself, as per how they protect Nigerians and how they treat errant police officers. It's also very bad.
All right. You can join the conversation, right? The number to call is 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618. You can also join our YouTube live at Voice of the People Abuja. Voice of the People Abuja. All right. What's into you get just the when it comes to your human rights, what the police is supposed to give you? Are you allowed a phone call when you get into the police
Yes,
station? Are
I
you
think I
allowed
need to say that.
food?
Sorry, let me say that clearly. The first of all, at the point of arrest, the policeman is not supposed to be violent or brutal. The policeman is supposed to touch you and inform you that you're under arrest, except you put up resistance. The policeman is not supposed to be violent. And if you put up resistance, then the policeman should deploy violence that is commensurate with the resistance you are putting up. So I need to point that out because some people may say, oh, since they're not supposed to be violent, they should now resist arrest. If you resist legitimate arrest, they have a right to actually overpower the person and take the person to the station. But ordinarily, if a suspect does not resist arrest, there is absolutely no reason to be violent. And I must point out that there is no reason to handcuff a suspect. There are circumstances under which a suspect should be handcuffed. For instance, if the person is violent, if the person had attempted to escape before under arrest, or the person actually attempts to escape and is caught, or for the person's safety, you don't just handcuff a suspect because you're a lazy policeman and you don't want an incident where you may have to start pursuing someone. So you just carry your handcuff and handcuff people. No, there are circumstances under which a suspect should be handcuffed. I needed to point that out because sometimes this issue of handcuff is abused. They just handcuff people. Sometimes they even add leg chains. That is wrong. And then when you arrest a Nigerian, you have to tell the person in clear terms the reason for the arrest and where you're taking the person. And you have to give the person access to inform relations, lawyers, whoever he may want to inform that he has been arrested and that they're taking him or her to XYZ police station. That is very important. And it's a right, it's not a privilege. And I need to also point this out. Just like you treat a prisoner, if a policeman detains a Nigerian, the policeman has a duty to treat the person. A situation where a Nigerian is detained and then the family struggles to bring food to the detention facility, usually a police station, and then they still ask for the person to pay money before they can give the food to the suspect. It's not only illegal, it's unconscionable. It is the duty of the government to give a decent meal to anybody that is under detention. The same way you feed people who are in jail, people who are waiting trial, is the same way you're supposed to feed people who are detained at police stations. That is supposed to be the standard practice because you arrested the person is in your care. You are not only supposed to feed the person, you're supposed to provide health care, that is medical care to the person while the person is under your custody. And then, of course, the issue of beating.
312-8618. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning to you.
Hello?
Can you...
Suffering in this country. Right now, I'm a victim of that police issue. Somebody has been coming to my shop to steal my pipe for more than 2 years. Luckily for me, I have to devise a means and I caught the person. Red-handed, I went to the person's shop and saw my pipes there because I marked them. Could you imagine for like a month and now, I reported the case at the police station. I paid 2,000 naira for me to report the case. I paid 3,000 naira for them to open a file. I paid for the vehicle they used to convert me to the location. I paid for the senior oga. They have to follow me to the place. Do you know, as I speak to you today now, they are telling me to go to the place and be monitoring the person anytime the person is around so that they will come and arrest the person. I have even done that by going there to monitor the person, and I was calling them to come. They refused to come. See, that thing is making me, and anytime I see a police officer, the way I feel about them, that is why Nigerians are hating them every day. Because the way they treat Nigerians is really, really very absurd and very bad. And the more I see them because of that issue, the more I see them, the more I develop this hatred. I will be very honest with you. I cannot tell you what next I should be doing.
Please don't hate.
I will catch a thief. The next time I will catch a thief, I don't think I will report that person to police station.
All right. What's your name, sir? What's your name?
My name is Emeka. I'm calling from Pape.
All right, Emeka from Pape, please. You know that it's the same way a few bad eggs spoil the bunch. There are also other good policemen there who have good reputations as well. So don't let the bad ones.
I don't know if there is any way Nigeria, maybe the man that is talking can help people out, because there's something he said now about feeding people in the police station. Do you know if you take a suspect to police station, police will ask you to pay money for them to use the money to be feeding the suspect. What we see today in Nigeria, I don't think there is anywhere in this world we experience something like that. Police have slapped me because I said, Oga, the trailer man want to jam this man. Arrest this trailer man. Do you know he slapped me and tell me, even if they kill that man, is he the only person that they are being killed in Nigeria? And he made away with it. Will I go and fight a police officer so that they will say, he's fighting a police officer? You understand? But when they see people with gun, bandits and the rest of them, they will disappear. They will disappear. They are pushing all of us to turn to bad people. That is what they are pushing all of us to. And if they continue with this method, definitely all of us are going to turn to bad people, because it seems like bad things are paying in Nigeria.
Please don't think that way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Larry, you had the conversation. You can also join the conversation, right? 0808-312-8618 is the number to call. 0808-312-8618. Mr. Larry.
It's sad, what I think his name is Emeka. What he said is shocking, but then for me, how come a police officer will now convert a civilian? How come a police officer will now convert a civilian who reported the matter to the police officer? I tell him to go and stake out the place and lay ambush, and if you see the person, you now call us. I mean, so we're supposed to be policing the people will call our hotline and say they seized my friend's phone, this place, and we just start to begging. I say, give the military man the phone. And all the time, they return the phone. You don't have the power. You don't have any official process for seizing phone. So what are you doing with the phone? And when people walk away and leave those phones, what do they do with the phones? They convert them to personal use. And that is criminal. That is criminal. So I also challenge the media to get involved. I thank a lot of media houses that are already helping to spread this good news and mobilize people to resist evil. That is one thing we must do. And I must thank Emeka for speaking out. A lot of people who are listening to us have the experience, but they won't talk. They'll just sit pretty and be listening and say, oh, that is true. That is true. But we need to not only talk, we need to also do. We can't continue like this. We can't continue giving the impression that we are helpless. We are not really helpless. It's just that we feel we are helpless. But we are not helpless. We feel we are helpless. We think we are helpless, but we are not. Because it is the dog that wags the tail. It's not the tail that wags the dog. The police are in existence to serve us, not the other way around. A megad cannot slap his oga. A policeman is an official megad in uniform that is supposed to protect us and serve us, not to slap us. It is ignorant that will make a normal Nigerian accept a policeman slapping him. It doesn't work that way. The day a policeman attempted to slap me, which happened many years ago, more than 15 years, he attempted. He didn't succeed. I got him arrested. And I'm not joking. I left my car there, went to the police station, reported him for incivility. I followed it up. Within 1 hour, we came back at that checkpoint and picked the man was begging that I didn't know it to get to this. So I said, well, you don't reach now. And I'm not any special Nigerian. It's just that I take time to follow up on these things. I was traveling. I left the journey. I called the person I was going for the daddy's funeral. I said, bro, see what can happen. I'm not going again. I'll see you later. And I took it up. So we need to get to that point where we intelligently challenge these people, because evil rules when good men do nothing. Yes, so we have to begin to do things. So we can't continue just complaining and throwing our hands in the air. Say, oh, this, but they are paid with taxpayers' money. They are accountable to us. At least they should be. It is because you don't have capacity to hold them accountable that they maltreat you. They don't maltreat me. On the contrary, I help people who they maltreat. And many of us can be like that. Many of us can be like that, including you guys. You should also be like that. You will be helping people.
All right. Thank you.
So ask them if there is any way they can send the detail of the address or phone number.
Sorry, and then he'll contact you. Okay.
Thank you. God
All
bless.
right. All right.
Okay, have a wonderful day.
Thank you. All right, Nonso Arinzechi.
Good morning, Jesse.
All right, good morning to you. We're jumping into sports right about now. We have Victor Osimhen moving into Galatasaray. I don't know what your reaction is to that in the first place, but is Galatasaray a better option than Chelsea?
You were talking about abuse, and one name came to my mind, Victor Osimhen. You know, Victor Osimhen has been abused, maligned, embarrassed. This is the African Footballer of the Year. This is someone who helped him to win their first title in over 30 years. And then you let him go like as if it doesn't matter. Anyway, scratch that. All the turmoil seems to be over. We hear Galatasaray will be signing him on loan for 4 months. The 4-month loan just to get him to play. Another 4 months, then if you look for greener pastures when the January transfer window does open. So it is what it is. He's heading out 4 months. It is loan. The Galatasaray will pay his salary completely for that period of the loan, and he will be playing football there for the rest of the from now to January. So it looks like that there's a back door of Napoli, and that door is in the Super League in Turkey and Galatasaray. And he joins up with the third team. Some of other players Nigerians who play their teams in Turkey, like a Bright will say. Some and the rest of them, okay, including Paulo. So it is what it is. He's heading to Turkey, and Turkey is that room of safety, if you ask me.
Okay, we know that Chelsea will be playing in Conference League while Galatasaray will play in the Europa League, right? I don't know in comparison, right, which one is a bigger platform, or is he just a big athlete that will just be a star wherever he's at?
Exactly. Champions League has to be the bigger platform. But the good thing about him, he could well play in the Europa League from now to January, and the team in the Champions League snaps him up, and he plays Champions League because he can't be cup tied, because he played in the Europa League. But if he plays for a team in the Champions League, what it means is that he'll be cup tied, he'll be able to play when he joins up in the league. So, like I said, since this is a blessing from God, from the high heaven, then he gives him a second chance at redemption, because it looks like that whatever happens, I know he's not going to be at Galatasaray in January. Just keep playing, get it fit, keep scoring goals, stay relevant until the window is open again, and a team can come in and smooth us. Because whether we like it or not, he's the biggest player right now in the biggest player in the Scudetto, the top scorer. And again, when you talk about legend of Napoli, the person that comes to mind is the picture of
All right. Well, Nigeria will be guided by their caretaker coach, Oseni, when they seek the revenge against neighbors, Benin Republic, as the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying kicks off tomorrow.
Exactly, like you did say, they are currently picked his assistants, a certain Fidelity Lechuku of Enugu Rangers, and of course, not forgetting Daniel Bumodede of Remo Stars. Both of them are good friends, so it's like getting two friends to come work with him. My own thing is I don't care who he picks. If he feels he's comfortable with those guys, then fine. But don't forget, these two guys are, like they are inexperienced when it comes to the national team. They're not coached either at the cadet level or the senior level, but that's what they've got at the moment. So wait and see whether this romance can bring the result Nigeria requires. Anyway, we know that 11 players are already in the camp. Late last night, Stanley Wabali joined up the team. So yeah, Oseni also arrived yesterday. Then Agumodede and Anichebe arrived yesterday. So his operations and kill the cheaters. It's on Saturday. They got barely 4-5 days to train. And like I said, I'm not here to argue whether they are the right persons or not. All I can say is that if Gabon is comfortable with him, then fine. We see how far he can go with Oseni Gabon. And those players, those players that are in camp. But again, it's a must-win for Nigeria because it is not a friendly game. It is a African position qualifier and a must-win for just not only Nigeria, but also for Nigeria, because Nigeria are suffering. Not forgetting that big blow they received at the World Cup. It's a sin, and it's a sin that Nigeria missed out at 2 consecutive World Cup and then add AFCON to it as well. So it's a must-win for Nigeria. But again, Evans has been there multiple times and has failed to deliver.
All right. No, so is it possible that we'll have a Victor Osimhen on the field playing for Nigeria?
Absolutely. He was unveiled yesterday from regions were gathering. He was unveiled yesterday and probably Victor Osimhen. Oseni has been unveiled, so it looks like he'll be traveling straight to. It looks like he'll be traveling straight to the Gospel about the ceremony. So wait and see. He's going to future. The report is that he's going to be traveling straight today. So he'll be one of the late arrivals. One of the issues is got at this club, but he'll be available. I can assure Nigerians he'll be available. But will he be fully matched? That's the big problem because at the end of the day, he hasn't kicked a ball. He's been training on his own, and he just got the move to Galatas, right? Not too long ago.
All right. Nonso, we have 3 minutes left for you on sports. I'm interested to see what you can do in 3 minutes. Go ahead.
I'll try to sprint. We know the Nigerian Football League Championship is ongoing at the Real in Calabar. 2 stadiums, UGS Finance Stadium, and of course the St. Patrick College here in Calabar. Don't forget this is compared, I did tell you earlier, for 22 teams can make it to the top tier, and 19 teams are vying for those 2 tickets. So games continue to match day 3. You have, of course, the Pelican Stars of Scatman Ladies, Euro Queens of First Mayi Babes, Kaduna Queens of Mojo Queens, Westpark International of Osun Babes, Travel Generation of Delta Babes, Ivan Rangers vs Infusion FC, Honey Panel of Squadra Ladies, Fortress Ladies versus Dream Stars Ladies. So these are the games to look out for. 8 games, 4 at the UGS Finance Stadium, 4 at the St. Patrick College. Don't forget as well that NFL has sanctioned the referees who took part in the game between Imo Strikers and, of course, Pelican Stars. It was an awful game, awful officiating, and everyone finally clamped down. Referee Amado, the Dodgers State, Anthony from Akwa Ibom, and Star Referee Blessing Inrika from President have both been suspended, and they have been withdrawn from participation of this competition indefinitely. Also, we hear that, of course, that the chairman of English Tracker has been given a stern warning for his behavior in that game. I know he felt hard done, but he reacted rashly and has been given a stern warning. So he's been told that if he makes such a mistake again, he could be banned from the game and maybe fined. So wait until under 18. When Nigeria is crying blue blood, under 18 basketball team who to be in South Africa right now to get for the under 18 World Cup qualifier is giving Nigeria. Guess what? The South African embassy have denied them visa. They have denied them visas, and the MDBF is crying a wool. Is crying blue blood, asking questions. What has gone wrong? What has gone wrong? And that is the big issue around that. What does the can be done? Don't forget that first game is on the 4th. Today is the 3rd. The guys are still in Nigeria. I wonder how quickly they'll get to South Africa and get to play that game. But they are crying clearly that it's not going to happen, and then wait and see find out in that encounter. Quickly before I not to do this 60 seconds of run around, and hopefully this 60 seconds will be good enough for me. Have a good run around. This is the latest happenings right now from Africa. We hear that Benin Republic have begun training right there in Abidjan. They'll be around Thursday for that game against Nigeria. We also hear that the under 20 German national team have come out clear to say that they will beat Nigeria. This coming after their 5-2 victory against Venezuela in the first game of their group encounter. In the MKFL, we hear that Akwa United are crying that one of their players have gone a hold. He's missed. They don't know where he is. He has not been signed. He has not been removed, but he has left the club. Talking about Samuel Ganda. We wait and see whether he returns to the club. Also, we hear that Keziah Kanzi, I beg your pardon, from Rivers United has moved over to South Africa on a 2-year deal with just Stellenbosch FC in the Premier Soccer League as well. Crowley Town has confirmed the signing of Benjamin Chaminu from Tanzania League. We hear it is a 2-year deal as well. And of course, that Oguego is now the national team. We also announced that the assistant coach, John Suleiman Kamil Fulari, will take charge of the guy.
Hello, Nonso.
MPFL season. Exactly. In the foreign scene, Ghana coaches have got accidents like
we can't take the foreign scene.
But before I go, I don't need to say this. I need to point this out. It's still Africa. It has to be all about a certain Ghana. We heard that the team coaches had an accident. They are, according to the Ghana Federation, they are in stable condition, according to what we heard, and then they'll be available for the games. That staff them will go for the pass. And again, Robert said he doesn't know what he's going to move on from football. If he does not know, 2 years, 3 years, he can't tell you. When the time is right, then he will not struggle to make that decision. I'll rest my case here. I can go today on Sport Beat on the show.
All right, thank you so much, Nonso, for your time this morning. We'll watch and see Victor's performance for Nigeria as well as Galatasaray. Thank you so much.
He has to perform, man. That's the only platform he's got. He has to perform. That's the way he can tell himself. He has to.
All right. Absolutely. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. My God. Cheers.
All right, to you listening, thank you so much for listening to Voice of the People 96.1 FM. It's been a very interesting conversation today. Join us once again tomorrow at 7 a.m. sharp for the front page review, and then 8 a.m. is the arena. Of course, so we're going to have another interesting conversation tomorrow. You want to stick around for that. Gesere Agua is my name, and of course, check us out on YouTube at Voice of the People Abuja. Good morning to you, and